Welcome to The Hook. Here we are. I'm Aaron Castro, your host. Also, host on Earful of Dirt, so go check that. Wow. Sick. Make sure you take your green supplements so that you can stay sickness-free. But this is a preview going into round 4 of the World Rugby Women's Super Series. We'll be covering mostly Canada versus the United States. This is a big matchup for the U.S. and also for Canada as they look to aim for that second or third place spot coming out of this tournament. The U.S., I originally thought this was our best shot, and I think we're back to this being our best shot with the way the French team are playing. That will be calibrated again once we see the match versus France and England. But if we go back to last week's matches, Canada played very spirited, very physical up front, and used their kicking game to put England on the back foot for most of that match, and just didn't allow the English team to dictate their own physical presence upon them. Going to the French game, it was very interesting to see, because in the first round that they played, Canada physically dominated the French team. Without Jessie Tremoulier, Jessie Tremoulier, in playing fullback, they didn't really have an off-pressure switch or even an attacking switch to put that ball downfield and place the pressure on the Canadians. But Tremoulier did start against the Black Ferns, and it was just a significantly different show, even though the team was lacking heavy hitters Safiane Daye and Romain Ménager. You did see Marine Ménager, and I previously had not seen her play wing. It's like having a flanker who's fast enough to play wing. It's amazing. She is extremely physical. She is a great player. Gail Hermet took her squad out, and they faced, the haka of the Black Ferns, Ka Panapate, I think, Ka Panapana. And after the signal in which we all should have saw that coming was immediately following the finish of the haka, the France Féminine gathered into an energy circle and started singing La Marseillaise a second time, only louder, and it kind of reverberated around Chula Vista. It's really cool. And that was sort of where you saw how things would go for the French, and they would, they would impose their physical will upon the Black Ferns. They would be skillful, move the ball out wide to the wings where they were faster than the Ferns, which is crazy because they had, those centers, Renee Wycliffe and Selinka Winiata, and Carla Hohepa in the centers on that roster in the back line. But, when they ran the ball in the interior, you had players like Gail Hermet out there and just, leading her team physically. Anaïs Deschays up front in the scrum, they just did their thing. So going into this, like I said, looking at Canada's not really changing much. Let's look at their roster. At loose head prop, we've got Olivia DeMerchant. At hooker, we've got Jillian Bogue. At tight head prop, we've got Delayaka Menin. At left lock, we've got Tyson Buchabaum. At right lock, we've got Courtney Holtkamp. At blindside flanker, we've got Fabiola Forteza. At open side flanker, we've got Jana Slavinsky. At number 8, with her second start. And, her second start here. It seems like they played a lot more, but they haven't. But with her second start is Sophie DeGood. Here we go, right? It's going to be really good for them. Oh, wait. No, this is her third start. Sophie DeGood, the young, I think she's only 19, gets her third start. This is, I guess the make or break for Canada here when it comes to this tournament. because they're on a bye the last round. So there you go. Then at scrum half, we've got Laurie Josephson. At fly half, we've got Taylor Black. At left wing, we've got Sabrina Poulin. At inside center, we've got Amanda Thornborough. At right center, we've got Anais Holly. At right wing, we've got Irene, I think it is, Patrinos. And then at captain and fullback, we've got Alyssa Allery, who I got to speak with following the last match. Your reserves, your 3 reserve front rows, you've got Veronica Harrigan, Maud, Lalabert, Nagalua, Fuamba, and then your reserves in the locks, flankers, and backs. We've got J.C. Gruznik, Gabby Senft, Brianna Miller, Alexandra Tessier, and Paige Ferries. Paige Ferries started at right wing last week, and she just tore it up. She got 2 tries. Great game for her. Alexandra Tessier also played very well also. So it's that what they're going to do is they're going to seek to impose their will upon us physically and then use their athleticism and kicking game around us. But that's where I'll get into our roster and how we match up well and then go over some concerns. Going into the USA Women Eagles roster, at loose head prop, we've got Katie Benson. At hooker, Joanna Kitlinski. At tight head prop with her first start, Charlie Jacoby. At left lock, the return to the starting side is Christine Sommer, who was on the bench last week. She and Stacey Bridges will flip. Stacey Bridges goes from 4 to the reserve lock. And then at right lock, returning as a starter is Alicia Washington. At left flanker, at blindside flanker rather, we've got Rachel Johnson earning her first appearance and start for the Women's Super Series. She's out of Oregon Sports Union. A very good player. Interesting, I wouldn't say something to denote how you can recognize her. She had neck surgery, so she's got a neck scar. But she's got this. She plays great, but I guess she got this intense blonde hair that you can easily recognize her with. So that's, and then on the blind side, or open side rather, you've got Elizabeth Bitsy Cairns at flanker, and then returning at number 8 is Kate Zachary, captain. Returning for her third start is scrum half Ashley Birch. Good for her, you know. And then back for her second start and appearance in the Super Series is Gabby Cantorna. She did not play last week, and so that moves Katana Howard to the bench. Really different backline again, which is kind of cool. I really like the back 5 of this roster. Janine Duncan, after sitting out last week, returns as the starting left wing, and then your centers, very young, but man, this is going to be fun. Fanaeti Hangatau is back into the starting lineup at inside center. At outside center, earning her first start is Emily Henrik. At right wing, we've got Chris Thomas. And at fullback, moving from inside center and outside center, where she kind of flip-flopped in the previous matches, is Alev Kelter. Really love that move. On your reserve front row, Hope Rogers, Nick James, and Nate Serevi. That's an interesting one. Stacey Bridges, reserve lock. Olivia Ortiz is your reserve scrum half. Katana Howard, reserve fly half. And then below Matai Toga is your reserve winger to come into this. And looking at, and one of the things I have to say about how we're doing, Rookie ain't about that life. Alright? Gotcha. I gotcha. But one of the things I have a criticism, not of our team. This is just a general criticism of coaches that try to play the unstructured game at the highest levels. If you've listened to a lot of what Rob Cain has said, he said that in interviews with me, and you know what they're trying to play is kind of difficult to do at the international level. And this is, for me, I don't like seeing this because it really puts your players at a disadvantage when they're playing against structured teams. So we don't really have a structured offense, although we have a structured defense. We have a defensive system. We're playing, I guess, an unstructured attacking system, but it really doesn't give us a lot of flexibility because you're very reliant on your scrum half and fly half. And here's the thing. Our scrum half and fly half have, this is Ashley Burge's third cap, and this is Gabby Cantorna's fifth cap. When you play this much, when you play unstructured like this, you've got to have some extremely experienced halfbacks. These women aren't. And this whole roster is really young, so to provide them the best form to succeed is you need to go into a system, and you're seeing that with pretty much every men's team. And every women's team in this tournament has a system that they're running on attack. Look at how the Black Ferns play. Look at how the English play. Look at how the French play. Look at how Canada's playing. It's very system driven, and once you get into the ideas of running multiple systems, because let's say we go to the 1-3-3-1 or the 2-4-2, those have specific calls, and over time, once you've gotten that group of players, you can move into like multiple attacks, like the 1-3-2-2 or 1-6-1. I think this really puts us at a disadvantage, seeing how we play, and it really relies on our athleticism and overmatch, which we really haven't had in this game. I mean, we match up well against every team physically and athletically. Where we haven't matched up as skill-wise. However, if you look at this back line and what it gives you, with Cantorna, with Henrik, with Kelter, you now have playmakers that can kick the ball throughout the back line and put it in play, which is something we haven't had the whole series so far. Our previous back line with whether it was Bui Baravilala or Blow Motai Toga playing at fullback, you didn't have like a natural kicker and playmaker playing fullback to really give you that pressure valve. And the times that our backs did kick the ball, it wasn't like on an attacking phase, and the one time I think I saw it was really just a kick under pressure, and it was rough. So I really think that going forward, based on once we look at everything, we probably need to move more to a system-based attack rather than an unstructured attack. How we are going to do against Canada, it's going to be close, but it could get ugly. And, I'm always going to back our squad all the time, but you've seen my criticisms. If we do what we need to do and bring the pain train, we got a shot. So, going, Eagles by 2. That's it. I'm Aaron Castro, host of The Hook and Earful of Dirt, and also Earful of Dirt lineouts, so check those out.